we stop the chase? Money, things, and fame. What good is the race? Money, things, and fame. These all just fry our brain. Happiness is within. Marching to the beat of drums, only to find it is a machine for taking your daily sums, making us all feel unclean.
Hello, everyone. Welcome in. I know I'm starting a little early, but it's just drawing tonight. So let's...
What more is there to take? What more is there to
No.
fake? They show what we don't have, giving us a go like a cat.
Forgot how big this canvas was.
The Judas goat will lead, never admitting to the deed. Can we stop the chase? Money, things, and fame. What good is the race? Money, things, and fame. These all just fry our brain. Happiness is within.
Right now, just sketching out the rough idea. I think this one's going to be Nine Tails.
I've had enough. There is nothing to this stuff. I will block them all. I will
Yeah, let's...
my own call. Look for and read into what I need.
remove layer.
Inner space, the one
God, that looks so crap. But it's just a outline. So since this is Nine Tails, we're gonna give you and I'm hoping he doesn't mind too much of the color.
happiness is what I see. When I let me do the deed, choosing my own future. That is what seals the suture. Can we stop the chase? Money,
Yeah, it still looks a little far out.
these all just fry our brain.
Looks like stretched.
Tired of being sold a copy of a copy of a copy over and over again. Over and over again. All originality too risky. Only the same will sell.
God, how true is that statement in today's day and age?
Advertise a shoehorn.
Only the familiar will sell.
Every step we take to dawn.
I mean, how many things have been original yet?
They continue the fall. What will it take? What will it take?
You know, I mean, music has basically been stagnant for 20 years. Movies have been doing the same thing for 15. You know, and only recently are we starting to break out of that with Obsession, Backrooms. Like, and I think they just want too many movies. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, yeah, this is a while ago, how, you know, you might have 4 or 5 blockbusters in a summer that were worth going to, and that was a hot summer. Normally you had like 1 or 2. And it was just, I don't know. To me, the movies were better when they were less, what am I doing? When there were fewer of them. They spent more time crafting them. You know, sequels might take 2 or 3 years. I mean, what was it? 3 years in between the Star Wars? Because they were crafting them. Back to the Future, I think it was almost 4 years before we got Back to the Future 2. You know, I mean, I could be wrong, but it's what I remember. You know, it's original stories are so hard. You know, I mean, we've been bankrupt for a while now on something to entertain us. I mean, look at the longevity of Skyrim. Why is Skyrim so long? You know, why does it stick around? Because it was damn good. Because they took their time, or maybe they didn't, I don't know. You know, I could be just talking out my ass, but it seems like they took their time or just accidentally hit on a really good game. You know, and normally when you hit on something like that, especially in video games, you use the same engine and crank out a couple of sequels that are kind of in the same vein. You know, I mean, it doesn't even have to be a Skyrim sequel, I guess, in this case. It could just be using that engine in a similar storytelling style to continue the story. Or not the story, but continue making money off of the game. But instead, it's been stagnant for almost 15 years. Or is it over 15 years now? I can't remember. I mean, honestly, Skyrim sometimes feels like it's 20 years old. Like, sometimes it feels like we should be having the 25th anniversary. You know, I mean, it feels like it's a game that predates my kids because it's so solid in it. And then look at the, you know, Fallout universe. They had some damn good games. And yeah, they kind of put, you know, 3 and 4 and then New Vegas and then just kind of stopped. You know, this makes it really, I don't know, it makes it feel really weird. Weird that there's not more to it. You know, it makes me feel like there's more to it. Why they're not capitalizing, why they didn't move forward with some of these things. You know, and that's kind of one of the things that really kind of disturbs me, is the treatment of some of these properties, is how easily they just forgot they had them. You know, and sure, you can say, well, they tried something new with Starfield, and it's like, no, they really didn't. They tried Skyrim in space and failed miserably at it because they forgot why Skyrim worked. Yeah, sure, you know, Skyrim had all those nice set pieces that they kept reusing. Well, in the storyline, it made sense that all the barrow dens would look the same, that all the architecture would look similar, because they were built by the same people. You know, and from what I understand with Starfield, these are supposed to be like unique human settlements, which means that they would have, you know, had their own kind of style. Even if the prefabs would have looked the same, like, I mean, you think about it, you know, in a culture like that, you know, the prefabs you'd be buying them from like the space equivalent of Amazon. That all of the prefab housing, I mean, hell, look at your average housing complex. So that's not what broke the immersion for people. It wasn't that they all were built the same and stuff like that. It had to be the storylines they attached to them. You know, I mean, if these people are supposed to be space pirates, you know, there would be different decoration, you know, all of the raiders from Fallout. You know, and even each raider clan had, well, at least in New Vegas, had different stylization. You know, and I think that was something that was lacking sorely in both Fallout 3 and 4 was unique raider clans. And they even had named raiders. You know, but they didn't like have uniquely named clans. You know, they were missing some of their uniqueness. Until, like, you know, Fallout 4's DLC, you had the Nuka-Cola set where they had a bunch of, you know, unique raiders. Which, for that makes sense. Yeah, I need longer legs. Yeah, I am in. Okay. You know, and it's one of those things that it kind of feels like creativity is kind of bankrupt at the moment. You know, it feels weird that $50 of Grey, you know, one of the big hot titles, from what I understand, was a Twilight fanfic that like took on a life of its own. Great. Excellent. I'm glad. Hey, baby. You know, I'm glad that 50 Shades of Grey, you know, people found joy in it. I've never watched it, never read the book. I don't understand how it could become such the cultural phenomenon that it did. You know, that's fine. But it's still, at its heart, a fan fiction. They took existing characters and put their own spin on it. That takes a certain amount of creativity, but it's not really a new thing. And that's where, you know, creativity gets bankrupt, is when you're not really doing a new thing. You know, you're kind of tracing the outlines of something and then changing its colors. I mean, sure, eventually it took on its own life, but that's what it feels like a whole lot of these modern media things that tend to take off and then, you know, lose their steam, is because the person making it didn't really make an original. They were copying, and they went for more of the feel for it, not the real thing. You know, they didn't have an original story. It's different to be inspired by a story versus making a fan fiction. And I know I'm, you know, treading on dangerous ground talking about fan fiction. You know, because people have some very definite fan fictions they absolutely love. But the problem is that if you're not making your own, you can't really give it new life. You just give it different life. To be inspired by something, you know, take, probably most of you haven't seen it, but you really should. Oh, brother, where art thou? That was, oh, I just realized, I didn't mean to do this. I was just trying to take a movie that was inspired by other things. Now, O Brother, Where Art Thou was inspired by the Odyssey and the Iliad. And it was, well, in my personal opinion, it was a very good movie. Solid. And it was good. You know, I don't even know how else to put it. It was good. It was fun. It was ingenious. The way they did it. The way they had fun with the characters. Oh. Almost forgot to put this on a different layer. Okay, I need to fix this. But, you know, it was heavily inspired by the Odyssey. In fact, I mean, the basic story was there, Odyssey and Iliad. I mean, even down to having sirens trying to keep the boys from their mission. And it was highly simplified of the story. You know, it wasn't built, you know, and they weren't talking about it as being faithful to the translation or anything. It was just, it was fun, you know. And like I said, I didn't mean to, I know people have feels about the Odyssey. And I don't really care. I'm not going to watch the movie. Because Matt Damon as Odysseus just turns me off. Like, I mean, that's the huge thing. It's just Matt Damon as Odysseus. Nope. Like, he's a good actor and all, but he can't pull off the charm, the cunning, you know, all of that Odysseus was. Like, people forget that Odysseus was not just a warrior, but he was smart. He was cunning. There was a reason why he was such a celebrated warrior, because he found unique ways to win. You know, but not only that, while he was arrogant, he also did occasionally listen to his crew when they had good ideas. And I mean, Matt Damon's great in certain things, but in none of his movies really is he a team player. You know, he's got to be the hero. And Odysseus was the hero of the story, but only because he knew when to listen and when to lead. You know, and that's, from what I understand, was actually a big deal. You know, again, I haven't watched it, you know, full disclosure. I don't plan on watching it. I'll wait for it to come out on video. I'll be honest there. I just don't have any want to really go see this. This movie, you know, and I've mentioned it before, but I'm just saying that there's a lot of choices they made in this movie that aren't for me. Whereas in Brother, Where Art Thou, you know, I didn't really notice the whole Iliad Odyssey thing. Well, yeah, I mean, but then again, you know, it's... And welcome in, Ghost. It's supposed to be an epic. It's supposed to be a big deal. That's my thing, is that it's supposed to be an epic movie. And for you to come out of it and say, it's a good movie. And then to see all the critical reviews of it and how they're literally deleting half of the friggin' audience reviews for it just to save face. You know, that is what tells me that that movie isn't worth watching for me. Because one, I know the Odyssey. I know the story. You know, go back and watch Troy. And then go and watch Odyssey. Troy wasn't super faithful either. But you'll notice the quality difference. I mean, I could tell you that just from the trailers I've seen. You know, and if it comes up free, you know, on one of the streaming services I watch, sure, I'll give it a shot. I might watch it. But I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it. You know, I mean, and me, Matt Damon is not... He's just not capable of pulling off Odysseus. Right? That's the right color. Yeah. You know, Matt Damon's good in a lot of movies, but he's no leader of people. He's never been, in any of his movies, a leader. Okay. You know, and I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I did this backwards. You know, it's just, again, it's one of those things that it's not for me. You know, and I was just trying to mean that, you know, I don't know how long you've been there. So the conversation started because I was talking about movies that... Right. And that's the thing is that he's also supposed to be charming. He's supposed to be cunning. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
At first he hesitated for days. We debated over a table at a cafe. I didn't care, I wanted him to stay by my side night and day to the end of my time. His reticence had me worried, I thought he liked me. He just told me I shouldn't be hurried. Growing together was the key, long lives.
And that's the thing with Odysseus, is that he is supposed to be a true hero in Greek fashion. He's supposed to be larger than life. Everything he does is supposed to be more. And that's why when it's a Greek epic, I'm expecting a lot more. You know, and I would have thought that Christopher Nolan could pull it off, but just seeing the previews, and I think people are so used to mediocre for the last 15 years that this looks good to them. And to me, it's
Saw him in lights dim.
There was a half-assed epic back in the day. So, I mean, this isn't a new thing.
Bound for
And I'm trying to remember it.
the came back in his night.
And it followed Theseus.
The night
I can't remember if it was called like the Immortals or something. But, I mean,
sets my mood.
to me, if the Odyssey came out in the early 2000s, late 90s, it would have fallen under the whole, when they were doing the Wrath of the Titans, doing the Theseus one, which I can't remember the name of. Like, they did all of these epics, and all of them were basically mediocre. They weren't good. I mean, the fact that 300 blew them out of the water and nobody took that one seriously like it was true history.
Go with him hence. He gave
I mean,
eternally.
yeah. I mean, most people knew that the 300 Spartans, one, held them off, but all eventually died anyway. Two, the storm took out most of the troops. Xerxes was left with what Xerxes had left. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot to it that I think people didn't realize. You know, that it was, I mean, Spartan or 300 was an epic based on a comic book, not on a history book. You know, that's another thing that I think a lot of people forgot.
How's the weather? Yet you don't wait. Never wanting an answer. Rushing by.
I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I mean, the whole point I was trying to make is that inspiration is lacking. And that's watching the trailers for the Odyssey. It felt like he was ticking a box off his director list. Not that he was inspired to do the Odyssey. If that makes any sense. Like Dark Knight, you could tell he was inspired by that. Like he got it, he felt it, he wanted it to be a certain thing. This just felt like he was taking off a box of something he needed to do. You know, I mean, Nolan has some epic movies. This is the first one that I can look at and just go, meh. It just doesn't feel right.
You say I should follow you. What you say or what you do. What am I supposed to do? Is of no use.
I think I did this wrong again.
Social cues. You say one thing, then do another.
No.
Supposed to do with these social cues.
But I need to change it a little bit. You know, and all I was trying to say is that movies today lack inspiration. You know, I've been watching a lot of stuff on yeah, Gladiator felt more epic. You know, and I mean, like, comparing it to Gladiator, comparing, you know, the Odyssey to the Gladiator movie, you know, will give you kind of more of an idea of what I was going for. Thanks, babe. I needed a little bit more idea. You know, and that was the hard part. How am I supposed to do this? I'm drawing it all wrong. That's why it's... So facing me would be...
Old house, there was a car. A sign out front, 2 grand ain't too far. No number to call, he went to knock. But the door swung open and the man just talked. Come on in, son.
See, but that doesn't look right.
Let me tell you about this car so sweet. Bethany Blue, that's what she was. Convertible ride, boy, that blue shine. Treat you right if you kept her fine. She's a beauty from that olden time. The man's voice was gruff, his words slow. She was a runner, mileage low. Treat you right.
Well, yeah. Yeah, the wife is a lot more on Greek stories than even I am. I mean, I know quite a few, yes. But, like, when it comes down to accuracy and stuff like that, I'm missing one finger. Dagnabbit. This is a hard one. So I need the first one to be like that. It doesn't look right. Sorry, my brain is also going over on this because I just can't. You know, I mean, I know my Greek mythology to a certain degree. So.
No signs of struggle, just an empty seat. The keys were in it, a full tank of gas. It's a mystery to grasp. His voice was rough, his words unrefined, but his knowledge ran deep, much more than mine. He warned of the ways Bethany.
Okay, that's a better idea of what I'm trying to do. Got it. But again, I wasn't actually intending to talk about Odyssey itself. I was comparing it. Yeah, Odysseus could give the gods a run for his money. You know, that was the other thing is that Odysseus. But again, I was trying to mean that, you know, the inspiration versus the reality. You know, and I was comparing like 50 Shades of Grey, which was apparently a fan fiction of Twilight or something like that, which blew me away when I found out. And it's hard to explain why, you know, like, to give you an idea, Ghost, there's a movie called Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Which was also based on the Odyssey, was inspired by the Odyssey. Oh, and it was good. But see, I didn't know it was inspired by the Odyssey until after the fact. Like, I didn't need to know that to enjoy the film. It actually made my second watch of the movie more enjoyable to catch the Easter eggs I missed.
I hope you had a devil of a time in the barrens of pine. By the fireside we played unto the light of day. Now it is time to go. If you had fun, let us.
Which I thought was actually quite fun. That they incorporated that kind of, what am I doing? Thing into the story.
Now get off my property. Time to leave. Please don't grieve.
And people didn't really,
Time's right.
well, I didn't notice.
And these barrens of pine, it is the dawning of daylight. Time is what we like.
You know, and I wish I could explain that a little bit better, but I mean, the movie was just epic without even realizing it was an epic.
By the fireside we played unto the light of day. Now it is time to go. If
You know, and that's the problem with, like, if you're going to treat it like an epic
time is what we lack.
or you're going to do an epic, you better be epic with it.
We had a devil of a time. Now the time is right.
You know, it has to feel big.
Please don't grieve.
It has to feel larger than life in the story.
Get off my property.
And, you know, I could be completely wrong. Maybe once I do watch The Odyssey, I'll call myself a complete idiot. But nothing in the trailers made me want to watch it. It didn't feel epic. It felt like a drama with some action. And I'm not a huge drama fan.
I hope you had a devil of a time in the barrens of pine.
Which, I mean,
Played unto the light of day. Now it is time to go.
honestly, it seemed like there was as much heart
We just said
in the Odyssey as the old rock movie, The Scorpion King.
we just said it.
There was an offshoot of the Mummy series. You know, and that's kind of an oof because it wasn't that good of a movie. I missed one. You know, but I was just meaning like inspired movies. You know, movies need to have, like, who's involved needs to be inspired. It's why I think the Marvel stuff has kind of fallen off. Because a lot of the actors for it aren't even really inspired by it anymore. Like, even watching the Doomsday trailer, I'm just kind of waiting for the shoe to drop. I don't know how else to describe that. You know, waiting for, like, the actual, like, real story of it. Because what I'm seeing here, like, one, you can tell in you can tell that they've edited a lot of things out that are part of like, they did something unique with the trailer that I thought was kind of surprising, is that they did edit out a whole lot of stuff. Like, there's I guarantee you there's whole groups of people that were also in those scenes, but they edited them out or they weren't fully in yet. Like, they haven't done it in post yet to put them in. You know, there's more people in a lot of those scenes. Well, in some of those scenes. Like, they're trying to, you know, hold certain cards close to their vest. The only problem is that it makes the movie feel empty. It makes it feel like you're supposed to care a whole lot about Doctor Doom. And I will say that RDJ phoned that accent in. I mean, instead of Robert Downey Jr., we just got Bob Downs. Like, I mean, it's the same name, but you know, not quite the same guy. And it just, it feels like, you know, he's getting paid so much money and he doesn't even really care about what he's doing. Like, I mean, I wonder how many of the Doom scenes we've seen so far are stunt doubles. You know, it's not even RDJ behind the, you know, in the costume behind the mask. You know, and that's the problem is that now, you know, he doesn't have the movement. You know, and that accent is atrocious. I didn't even realize it was Robert Downey Jr. I didn't realize it was supposed to be Doom. Like, I assumed it was by what was being said. But it sounded awful. Sorry, Ghost, did I chase you off? About what I was saying? Sorry. I know you liked the movie. I'm not saying you have bad taste. But I don't know. You know, there's things I've come to expect from movies, and movies haven't been doing it lately. You know, I mean, there's a reason why Obsession, there's a reason why Backrooms did so well. Like, I mean, even take a recent movie I watched, Burn. You know, Evil Dead Burn. I wasn't that enthused by it. Like, it was good, but it damn sure wasn't as good as Rise. And you know, it's, again, like somebody phoned it in. Like they wanted an Evil Dead movie. They were contractually obliged. So they made, you know, so they made it. There we go. That's a little bit better. Oh, I was trying to get that right. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, Ghost, I mean, I'm not trying to, you know, if you like the movie, you like the movie. There's nothing wrong with that. I just realized that's actually supposed to be connected. I'm not trying to tell you what you should like. I'm trying to talk for myself, you know, and explain why I haven't watched it and don't really plan on it. You know, and I think, and what I'm trying to say is that I think what's happened is a lot of people have lost inspiration. You know, like I was saying about Burn. Burn was decent, but if you go and watch Rise, you'll see why I'm just like, yeah, it's okay. It was an Evil Dead movie. Yes. Much better. Jeez, I fixed it. I mean, for me, it's still not great, but I fixed it. What are you? Okay, it's the two hands. I need you below the hand. You know, and it's just... Oh, no. It's the fact that... I mean, you even go back to the old Harry Potters. You know, there was passion behind those films. You know, whether you liked them or not didn't matter.
That static sound came
You could
in.
tell that the people doing them were having fun.
I keep hearing it. I don't know what it is. I wake in the morning like I hadn't slept.
You know, that love and care went into the films. You know, and we've lost that inspiration, that want,
This misty feeling,
that joy. It's a paycheck.
the light of day doesn't
You know, and it's sad to me that it even seems like Nolan
in the night
is doing it just for a paycheck.
make me fear being alone at home. I find spots of grit in
Unfortunate of stories to movies is like impossible
dirty handprints.
to please readers because movies can cover all the stories.
What can
Yeah, and they're limited to the run times and stuff like that. That's
this misty feeling
but you could tell that
the light of
the story itself,
fade away?
you know, whoever wrote it, whoever adapted it to the screen enjoyed it.
Comes misty
You know, they put some passion into it. They tried to make it
ice clutches and grips.
more.
Can you from their grips slip? Sitting up in bed, I see a bobbing head,
You know what I mean?
nothing below.
Damn, I did a good feather.
Just floating there. With the gray.
Yeah, and that's what I say is that, you know, that's what it feels like with Nolan. That's what it feels like with most of the acting. The only one that I saw like genuine emotion from actually trying was Tom Holland, the youngest of the actors that I saw.
My terror.
You know, and I'm sure that,
Nothing below. There was
you know, there were others in there, but I hadn't, you know, I only watched the previews.
must be
And the first thing I could just point out to that turned me off of the whole movie, like what just sealed my idea of not watching it,
reminding us of
was the that armor that they were doing.
if it is forbidden. Don't peek. I remember the fear, feeling something is near.
You know, the armor that's on the
The gaze of fright, that heck won't go. No, no, no.
hola.
Night falls, the moon mist to rise.
¿Cómo está?
Their prize, ice clutches and grips. Can you from their grips slip?
Muy bien.
No one believes she only comes from me. I've tried all the teas.
Doing pretty good. Talking movies.
I get buried in layers. A book still calls to me. Knowledge it gives. Beware the cost.
Yeah, I mean, it's not perfect, but I like the feather that I did. It's Ninetales, by the way. Yeah, I was like, I really like the feather, and I struggled with that hand, but I'm really happy with the way it ended up.
Voices that light a candle reminding us of mortality.
Así, así.
Knowledge you seek, if it
I don't know what that means. I mean, I know what sí means, and that's yes, yes. But así, así?
Weather coming down, falling all over town. Outside of the north,
Does that mean something different?
my dorm. Is this climate change or just lines of strange?
His head looks like a football. Ah, so.
When fall comes in,
Oh, so it's like in French, comme si, comme ça.
rises, a new dawn arises. With each day we find a new way to pay. Winds of strange, leaves turning blue. Your eyes
Nope.
don't want this to be true. What can we arrange to fight for another
Why the Spanish? Because Gossip Girl came in, said hola. I said, you know, hola back, and I said, como está? So infinite, como está?
made in secret we have come to
I could do what I normally do when I do that, which bugs people, and I'm sure it's gonna bug you guys, so I'm gonna do it anyway.
rock. We thought it was just talk.
Hola, como está? ¿Se va bien?
Strange winds at play. What brings a new day? The magic was old. It brought about gold. Gave us our luck. Brought us our
Dulce? Is milk? No. Leche is milk.
Can we turn it?
What's dulce?
Can we pay it back? Can a plan be found? Let us take a crack. Give back the wishes. Turn over the leaves.
I don't remember what dulce means. I keep making it a... Oh.
Will he ask for the children? What choice but suffering? Do we stop
There we go.
and never
More like...
we make it stay?
Like, I want it a little bit bigger than normal. I'm surprised nobody said anything about my, you know, what I did. Ah, sweet. Oh, geez. Yeah. Good. I did a good job on that you could just say, hey, that's a feather. Excellent.
Answers I seek, questions I find. What happens at the peak? Can we place it in mind?
Let's see here.
No, instead.
I find it funny that nobody responded to my, you know, usual thing that I do, and I fear I may have offended somebody, or maybe they didn't get it.
Fuss, can we just lock the
So, I mean, you obviously know what I said in Spanish, como está, which is, how are you? Ça va bien, are you good?
money to renew?
In French.
The piper said, please, no more could he seize. We burned him away, it was the dawn of a new day.
No. Sorry, I'm laughing at the wife. No comment.
You don't cross, Eliana cross. She went through ruin with her
I mean, it's not perfect, but
always brewing. From her you better run, an angel that became a demon. Twisty and wild, her man taken from her side. Her world kinda spiraled, from her they couldn't hide. From ruin to wreck, they couldn't take it back. Eliana Cross knows
wow, I really offended people if they ain't talking at all. Damn. Whoops.
demon with an angel face. When she's mad, get out of place.
They just leave because I mixed, you know, Spanish and French? Well, ça va bien just means, are you good?
She went through ruin. With her, a storm is always brewing. From her, you better run. An angel that became a demon.
Oui, oui.
Through hell, he wasn't gonna stop Ellie. She came out the other side, now you better hide. Trust the fire in here to bring out fear. Going through hell, he wasn't gonna stop Ellie. She came out the other side, now you better hide. Trust the fire in here to bring out fear. Fighting all that comes her way. On all sides they came. She won that day to gain
No, I'm just having fun with languages. Oh, je suis fatigué et j'ai sommeil. You are feeling fatigued or tired and sleepy? I don't know why you put a question on the end of that. Because the question mark is asking, is unintentionally trying to ask me if I am feeling tired and sleepy. But the je, it means that you're, oh, you're fine. Right? On je suis fatigué, justement. I mean, I'm sure my accent on that is pretty bad. I may not have got my pronunciation perfect, but it was... Ah, okay, yeah. Well, that's valid. What? I need to put another layer. Yes, I'm doing this intentionally. I speak un plus. Or in Spanish, un poquito. Or at least that's what I was told that's what that means. You speak Igpe Latin? Atenlay? I remember when I was in junior high and it was trying to make a comeback. Poco? Oh, because when I speak little, un poco. I'm probably confusing un poquito, yeah, with French for a little amount. No. I just said it not that long ago. I know that was the right way to say that. So what the hell am I thinking? Oh, this is the wrong one. Sehr klein. I don't know what it means in German, but I know it's German. Okay, you're not doing what I want you to do. I can't remember what Klein means. Is that a bottle? Poquito is little in size. Oh, okay. Oh my god. No wonder it's not working the way I want it to. One of those undos, I undid the merge. That just looks bad. Bad hair. I'll fix it. I'm going to use this as a base layer, though. Sir Klein. That means something to me, and I don't know. I'd have to have more context in how it's used. Although you might be just saying a little. No. Not in this heat. It's never too late to eat a popsicle.
Just breathe. Just grow. Just know.
You know, in this heat, you know, maybe we should be asking Chad, am I cooked? Not quite done yet.
No.
But yeah, I am going to be back in 5. I'm going to use this as a base layer for the hair.
I don't wait for the right time. No, I don't need the reply. No, no, this moment's already mine. I'm not late.
Yeah, there we go.
No applause, no design.
Oh yeah, that's going to look like good hair
Inside,
when I'm done with it.
here, right now.
Nice. So I'll be right back.
Every voice wants to say, every eye wants to claim. They measure words by noise, they confuse motion with fame. But the mirror doesn't shout, and the ground don't pretend. It just asks if you're standing where you said you'd stand. You can chase the echo, you can fight the air, or you can feel your feet and notice you're already there. I don't wait for permission, no. I don't rent my conviction, no. I react how I choose to react. That's a muscle, that's a fact. No disguise, no alibi. I don't borrow meaning from the sky. Right here, right now. That's the only truth I allow. The world keeps talking, that's what it does. Labels the rain, then blames the mud. But storms pass through, they don't define what you make solid, what you call mine. You don't control the wind, you don't control the sea, but you control the stance you take inside of me. I don't know my calm to silence. I don't know my shape to fear. I don't shrink to fit a moment. I expand to meet it here. Every second asks the question, not are you seen, but are you real? What you answer with your body is the only deal. I don't wait for the right time, no. I don't need the world aligned, no. I respond, I don't retreat. I choose the ground beneath my feet. No delay, no disguise. I don't live through borrowed eyes. Right here, right now. That's the power I allow.
not the comment, you are not the score, you are not the future or the thing before. You are breath and balance, wait and release. You are how you answer what the moment asks of me. Let him talk, let him guess, let him dress it up as stress. You don't need to prove your name to occupy your frame. Time keeps moving, that's okay. So do you, in your own way. I don't wait for the right time, no. I don't hand up my spine, no. I don't freeze, I don't stall, I engage. That's all, no excuse, no crown, just presence holding ground. Right here, right now, that's the moment I choose. That's the vibe. No witness, no test, no future to impress. Just breathe, just ground, just now. The clock keeps ticking, I stay here.
The struggle is real, I just don't seem to care. Bombarded by dreams I don't share. Why would I want these? They are not me. What does it mean to be? All these things aren't for me. All
And I'm
these
back.
things aren't for me.
And I think I figured it out. I think I figured out what it was about the Odyssey that just, well, frankly, just turned me off. There was no nuance in the language. Because that's one of the things that Latin has, is a lot of nuance in the language. And by choosing to modernize the language, it really gave you not much to sink your teeth in when it comes to nuance. Oh, the popsicle, yeah. You know, they forget that Latin is not a specific language you translate. It's in context. It's in, like, there's lots of layers to Latin.
Yet I have to buy what they sell. Cash on hand don't fly. Never admitting they.
So when, you know, like, Let's Go, that was from the trailer, and Daddy, it's like you're taking, by modernizing the language, you're taking a lot of the wiggle room, the epic nuance to it. and you're forcing your audience to take everything literally and not Odyssey. In the Odyssey, one of the things that really bothered me and how I knew it wasn't going to be for me is they took the nuance out of the Latin. You know, let's be honest, you know, Latin is nuance even in translating. And you know, it's like leaving the nobody joke out. Like, that was actually intended to be funny. It was part of the movie it was a joke. You know, Odysseus, you know, or yeah, whoever said it. Leaving that on the table, just, you took out some of the cunning and wit. You know, nobody's attacking me. Like, that's actually meant to be funny. You know, it's meant to be a barb at how simple-minded the Cyclopses are. Cyclopses? Yeah, nobody, no one, and no man. Yes, exactly, because Latin isn't a specific language. You know, the translations aren't, you know, it can be any one of those. And you're losing a whole lot of how the layers of the poem are. I mean, also, I mean, even the fact that it's a poem and not just a written story, you know, I think, you know, is lost on the modern audience, you know, and I don't mean that in the epitaph way. I mean that in, you know, just how people are, you know, us now. Our language is very specific. There's not much nuance to it unless we want it to be. You know, I mean, Latin is perfect language for wordplay. You know, Veni Vidi Vici. You know, I came, I saw, I conquered. But it's a layered meaning. You know, it's not just I came, I saw, I conquered. It's I arrived and saw, and I laid waste. You know, you can translate it specifically that way. You know, so there is tons of nuance and layering. Right. That's what I'm saying is most people is like, oh, I came, I saw, I conquered. No, I arrived, I saw, I laid waste. You know, it can be any of those. That's the beauty of Latin. And by layering in modern language like daddy and let's go, you're removing that ancient nuance that was a multi-layered word and wordplay. Because, I mean, back in the, you know, in ancient Latin, you know, father, papa, you know, I mean, there was basically saying it like daddy is almost exactly how Infinite, you know, looked and, you know, like was curious, you know, what we were actually talking about. Because now you have layered meaning, but it's almost used in a more raunchy tone. You know, it's like how Ninetales uses Poppy. You know, we know what he means, but it also just means dad. You know, there's layering to it. Yeah, I think that's kind of like a brassy blonde hair. What do you think? Don't ask me why I thought that, you know, of Ninetales, but oh, you see the vision, but I didn't do it very well. Okay, you see it, but you have to interpret it, so it's not obvious. Got it. And yes, I'm putting words in your text there. I'm putting nuance where there was none. Right? You know, and that I think was like the largest thing to me. You know, I just hit on it. I just realized that was what really did it for me. Was the loss of nuance, was the loss of layering. You know, like if you ever watched the Leo DiCaprio Romeo and Juliet, not that it was his, but you know what I mean when I say that. And how they modernized the sets and the costuming, but they kept the original language. And to me, that was brilliant juxtaposition. Yeah. And it amazingly added, right? I love the play. It's a great comedy. I know everybody named the guns swords. Yeah. And welcome in, Green Jeans. You know, it's the idea that modern cinema has lost all idea of what nuance really is. I mean, think about it. What would happen if you took out all the nuance and just did obsession in plain language? You know, what would have happened to that if you had done it in plain language? Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm glad I read into what you said, Infinite. I like that better. It looks more like a wavy blonde. Everybody says hi, Greenie. Nope. But Romeo and Juliet is a comedy. I mean, keep in mind, it happens over 3 days. You know, all of that happens across 3 days. Yeah, it's a comedy of miscommunication. It's also poking fun at royals and how vapid and, you know, stupid they are. Like, yes, they call it a tragedy, but in reality, if you really understood, it's a comedy. And I think a lot of people forget that Romeo and Juliet. Hey, what's up, Jade? How are you? We were just talking about the hilarity of Romeo and Juliet being a comedy. And how most people forget that nuance to it. Or are allowed to think that it is a romantic tragedy rather than the comedy that it really is. That it's basically a play on, well, stupid kids. And how dumb they can be. And how quickly they can fall in love and do rash decisions. I remember blowing my teacher away, my English teacher, when I did a report on Romeo and Juliet. And basically my take on it was that it was a comedy and always intended to be a comedy. Shakespeare just let people think so he didn't get in trouble because he was poking fun at the royal lines, the royal families, and how they'll go to war over these relationships that are nothing but business arrangements and border tightening. You know, the average person who these stories were actually written for, I guarantee you that the average people watching those plays laughed. I mean, you also have to remember, you know, there's a whole lot of nuance left out because all the players in Shakespeare's time were men.
Valley uncanny. It's like the chasm of Sar. On the mind it is a whammy. Some get it, for others too far.
So you had these two men, you know, take poison. Yeah, young and dumb.
Let's build it up.
You know, over their love for each other, which was a whole nother layer to the humor.
Perfectly organized 8-bit machine. Dropping the blocks, a puzzle of art. Taking my time
Yeah, it was an avoidable trajectory. You're right, Green Jeans.
into the space. Finding a home in the perfect place. But the levels advance and the music speeds up. Drinking the stress from a digital cup. The colors are falling.
You know, and that's what makes it even funnier to me, is that so many people for so long see it as one of the greatest love stories ever told. And it's about two kids falling in love in the span of 3 days and then ending their own lives over this love. And it was all because Romeo couldn't get with her cousin. You know, everybody forgets that he was lamenting the loss of his love to her cousin.
Covered a hole, now I'm losing my grip on the pixel control. The jagged edges of building a tower. I'm losing the board and I'm losing the power. I need to clear lines, but I'm greedy for
Like, there's a whole lot that people just ignore.
the levels advance and the music speeds up. Drinking the stress from a digital
You know, and that they don't realize is even there.
tapping the pad. One tiny mistake is gonna be bad. Stacking it up.
Because they're so used to these interpretations of it that it's this huge tragic love story. But when you really look at it, it's basically Grease and Summer Lovin'. I mean,
Geometry has only begun.
you know, if you know the song, you know what I'm talking about. You know, and keep in mind, and they call women fickle, right? Keep in mind that this was also wrote by the survivors and what they perceived of the kids. So it's like even from that perspective, you realize just how tone deaf it really is to call it a love story or a tragedy. When oh, you go to sleep. I'm sorry, gossip. I wasn't paying attention. I apologize. You have a good night. I was talking and drawing, watching my hand, not chat. So you must have passed on. So go get your honk shoes. Make sure to practice, your honk fu too, which is sleep fighting. Thank you for popping in. Peasant dreams. Yes, you must have peasant dreams. No royal dreams for you. But yeah, I mean, that's also something that a lot of people forget, is that Shakespeare wasn't writing those stories for the royals. He was writing those stories for the common man. Baby. Oh yeah, that's a maniacal kind of grin. True, if he wrote them, which there's evidence that he may or may not have. So, I mean, don't even get me started on that, piece of minutia.
Sunlight breaks in pieces through the heavy pine, warming up the ridges of the timberline.
You can hear the water splashing on the stone.
I mean, there's good evidence that there's several people.
Birds calling and
What's the joke that the images of Anne Hathaway and
together to the lazy
this is Nine Tails.
sky. Walking in the green on a lazy summer day, losing all our plans as we find
Hence the maniacal grin. Mischievous, or tried to be.
in the branches make the melody complete. Heavy steps driving through the stillness of the trees.
I'm trying.
Of a lazy
But Ninetales is also a writer, so the pen quill. But, oh. My brushes were missing.
time is standing still here. The air is sweet and slow, slow, slow.
We don't need a map.
Yeah, Much Ado About Nothing. That's another fun one. I mean, if you look, you can even view Hamlet as a comedy.
Taking in the quiet, letting gravity do the rest.
Walking in the green,
On a
Whoops.
lazy summer day,
losing all our plans.
as we find another way.
The Bible keeps a rolling from the stream beside our feet.
While bird calls in the branches make the melody complete. Heavy steps driving through the stillness of the trees, floating on the rhythm of a lazy summer breeze.
Taming of the Shrew, Midsummer Night's Dream.
Starts to fall.
The chirping of birds fading.
I mean, there's several
Call.
Endless
good Shakespearean stories. Okay, I am on Macbeth, Hamlet.
Yeah, yeah. Today I woke with a grumpy.
You know, and Shakespeare has this
Not gonna last.
this way.
I will beat it to town. Got a lot of work today. I need to earn my
But it's mostly due to the nuance in the language.
have to box the blue
Nuance.
away.
10 past midnight. Oh, whoops.
This frown wants to be turned upside down. Get to the gym.
You know, it's that nuance that
Before the bells ding. Then it is time to jab, jab, punch. Dance away from the punch.
allows us to interpret this in a certain way. What's up, T-Row?
Clench me at the ropes. I can dance away. Make it a dope blues nose, a squared circle. If I win, it would be a miracle. Yet it don't matter anyway. They won't win today. They out with a grumpy frown. Not gonna last.
I'm doing Nine Tails.
I will beat it to town. Got a lot of work today. I need to earn.
And I know I've seen a picture of him somewhere. And this isn't it at all. But this just, I don't know why, but it just gives me Nine Tails energy.
The box the blues. Can't give in, can't let it win. So I dance and dodge,
Yeah.
weave and run. Yeah.
Yes, I shall hydrate.
I have the fire. I have the flame. I will put these blues on a pyre. These blues will be tame.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, so now that we got a bunch of people in, you know, how we doing tonight?
Today I woke with a grumpy frown. Not gonna last. I will beat it to town. Got a lot of work today. I need to earn my pay. So I have to box the blues away, away, away. Today I woke with a grumpy frown. Not gonna last. I will beat it to town. Got a lot of work today. I need to earn my pay. So I have to box the blues away, away, away.
Just had an epic D&D session. Nice.
Dodging, tired of fighting. Got to swing and hear the bell ring. My muscles weakening. Got to take a pause, or I am a lost cause. Yeah.
So Jade made the good rolls tonight? Oh, nice.
Throwing it all into this last bit. These blues will feel my mitt. They won't want to go another round. They will have memories of the sound. Even if I go down, they will know I'm not count. Today I woke with a grumpy frown. Not gonna last. I will beat it to town. Got a lot of work.
Holy hand grenades.
I need to earn my pay. So I have to box the blues away, away, away. Today I woke with a grumpy frown. Not gonna last.
Well, see, that's my problem with Fifth Ed.
To town. Got a lot of work.
The limiting factor.
I need to earn my pay. So I have to box the blues away, away, away. Today I woke,
I always feel so limited in
not gonna last.
in Fifth Ed.
Got a lot of work today.
Yeah. I'm not going to deny that I make good characters. You know, no matter how conceited that might sound. Yeah, you try to use them to their max advantage. Yeah. But Fifth Ed is more about story
Retired, took a job to secure. The small was needing.
rather than, you know, I mean, it's supposed to be more about narrative and telling a story. But it's centered around an older style of, or older play of making combat monsters.
The radio, his friend, the cameras, his eyes, what made it.
2 birds, 3 grenades.
The small from their lies, it was not haunted. He
Come on, Jade. You could have done better than that.
Deadlands Mall has seen it all, from chickens to black eyes. Now what has come to call a static shape a surprise? Action and noise on
And 1 cave.
was this all faded?
Well, I was in a cave. I would have been careful about using those.
Avery on patrol saw a form.
Okay, need it bigger.
Static spelling doom. Where it went, sparks harm. Electric
Yeah, there we go.
boom. Arcs of light burn in the night. Avery knew this was not right.
He had to lure it away someplace, energy dead, something to absorb this array. Head into router shed and a left hand store.
Hey, what's up, Ninetales?
They had what he needed and more. Deadlands Mall has seen it all, from chickens to black eyes. Now what has come to cause
Go.
static shape a surprise? Action and noise unshaped. Was this all faded?
Building quickly, he made a thing to absorb shocks.
No, you're not being boring.
Then it would be
So, Ninetales. Remember, this is supposed to represent what you bring to the table in chat. How does this work for you?
Every the god hidden the tunnel behind the stores and all the signs, hoping all this would act as a funnel. The creature would cross the line, trigger the trigger, that would be
Hey, I got the pen, you know, the quill, your manic smile and energy. I thought that was fun. I mean, not that I really have to qualify it with you, but
Deadlands Mall has seen it all, from chickens to black eyes. Now what has come to call a static shape a surprise? Action and noise unshaped. Was this all fake?
what was that? Looked like he had Forrest Gump shoes for a second.
Static thing shown. It was bigger than ever.
Ooh, chocolate chip cookies.
Trigger in hand, he stood his ground. The creature walked up, its doom found. In Avery's hand, a magnetic box. All outside signals would block.
Ooh, nice.
legends may die, but the story goes on. When their spirits fly, they won't be gone. Legends may die, they will never be
And if you're wondering, I was trying to do a little polish to the shoes, like a little shine. Is why I do it that way.
felt sad. The Goth King moved on. He had given all he had, sitting
Yeah, there's plenty of gaming books out there for all sorts of levels of gameplay. I mean, there's something for everyone who is willing and wants to try. You know, and all it takes is a little imagination. Which for most of you, I know isn't a hard thing. You just overthink it. Ay. Okay. Never. I saw what it did to Critical Role. Like, people love Critical Role, that's fine. But I would never want to turn my hobby like that hobby into like a work, a job. Besides, people prefer fantasy, and my best genre that I game in is noir. Like old school detective novel type stuff. But how would I do it, Jade? See, that's the question, because, you know, I'd rather... You know, I'd actually have to have a group. Spellfire? I've heard of that one. Sherlock Holmes is a penny dreadful. Not a noir. He is a detective, but it's Victorian detective. You know, let's be honest. Neo Noir 1996. I've actually heard of that one. Yes, Call of Cthulhu does work as a noir style, which is something I lean heavily into. I like my cosmic horror. I mean, I have, and what I kind of do is like a neon noir. Of all the gin joints she walked into, she had to walk into mine. Oh no, you're not. I don't feel pressured at all. I might think of some way to do it. I don't know. I might actually, you know, if I do that, I know I won't stream early on my birthday. You know, it won't be before like 5. And I don't know if Raven is, you know, doing his Saturdays, so I don't know if I really want to mess with that before he's done, which means I just end up streaming at my usual time. Needless to say, I was 100 leagues out of hers. I mean, in one that I did, I had the setting where they were in an amusement park and they had to fight off enemies while they were on a slow-moving roller coaster, like an old 1920s style wooden coaster with all the creaks and bends. They had to go through a fun house and figure out which ones were the enemies and which ones were just the stupid jump scares.
We are on our way. What's the door? Oh, getting help you shall pay. Mary responds, you better go. They are coming for you. Dark voice at the door.
Mine was kind of that. It was 1920s Hollywood. So it actually involved a pyramid on one of the sets.
Wanting us to stay. Mary scrambles upstairs.
And the reincarnation of Marie Laveau trying to call down a Cthulhian level horror, a Lovecraftian horror upon Hollywood because she was pissed because she didn't get the role that was literally written for her. You know, Marie Laveau.
Red and blue on the wall. Monster climbs the steps. Mary's fear calls the monster in view.
I think I'm done with Ninetales.
To fight, birth from our fear, stay, follow, fight, flight. Our weakness it prays, wanting us to stay. Mary scared on
And for some reason, that one's still like this tiny.
voice from below, firm toe, monster runs loses it. Raging
Now that it's all together.
voice on the phone. Are you okay?
Not crop, transform.
Mary says in a broken tone, the officer is here. I'm safe. Don't move. Stay still. It's a deal.
Yeah, that's about the right size.
At home, tablet in
Oink.
hand. Knock at the door. It wasn't a man. What are you to do when hate comes for you?
Some people just watch. Some people, that's just their preferred thing. Some people like to watch. I'm sorry. Oh. Yeah, as Infinite, you know, responds in the...
Soda spills glowing on hot wooden floors. Spun sugar
But,
melody behind open doors.
right.
Now strap in tight for the hang glider fly.
We're soaring high over
Then the slingshot releases, we shoot for the stars.
I think I might end it a little early tonight because the wife just got in and I wouldn't mind spending some time. I know a few of you just got in here and I feel kind of bad, but I also just finished the drawing, so it's like I don't know what else to do. So, you know, I mean, it's kind of like, yeah, I know I want to be here for you guys, but also the wife's home. And I mean, let's be frank, I love you guys, but yeah, you don't compete with the wife. All right, well, you all have a wonderful evening. Thanks for popping in. And I hope to see you guys on Monday. Back to it with Blueprints, maybe? I might change my mind. I might do some Borderlands on Monday. Just for a change. Go back to Borderlands 2 wherever we were. Just for a change. I'm not giving up on Blueprints. Don't worry, Green Jeans. I will go back. I just, you know, switch it up every once in a while isn't a bad thing. No, not save as. What am I doing? Just save it. But anyway, you all have a wonderful evening. Good night. Well, I hope Borderlands is okay.